seem fair.
Well, it was because one of the reasons was, and I knew Darth Maul was never coming back in it, because I knew what was happening in episode 2 and 3. So my idea, and the stunt guy's idea was, have my head chopped off, and originally I would have quite, I force palm Obi-Wan and he falls backwards and I walk off and walk over and do the whole thing. But originally we get into this thing and I drop my lightsaber and I grab him and I throw him over and then I hang him over the edge and then I get my lightsaber and I'm about to chop his head off and then instead he gets his lightsaber and chops my head off, and George thought it was too gruesome. Because I thought, if I'm going to go out, I'm going out, so I'm not coming back. And then Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator, said, but Ray, hold on a minute, they chop your head off and they decide to bring you back, they can't bring you back. So the stunt team had this funny idea of when Darth Maul's cut in half, he gets saved by the Emperor down below, and he has a hoverboard, okay? And he uses his double-ended lightsaber like a canoe stick. A sub-story called The Quest for Legs. And his whole motivation is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He just wants to find his legs first and then he's going to get Obi-Wan.
You're not just missing some legs there, right? Thank you, sir.
I don't mind being in heavy makeup or really weird characters now, but I had a lot of fun playing Edgar in Heroes. First time in my life I had to grow a beard, like I remember being 21 and trying to have a goatee, like all my friends all had these designer goatees and sideburns and there's me with my bum fluff, I was a little baby, it took me years to be able to get this little bit of shadow now, and then so when I got the part, I just accidentally shaved my hair into a mohawk because I wasn't working, I was playing with my kids in the garden and I was like, what do you think of this? Daddy look funny? And my daughter goes, Daddy, you look cool. So I kept it, and within a week, I got a call to asked to come in and talk about being part of Heroes, and I freaked out. I was like, I just shaved my hair as a mohawk, it's very drastic, they're going to think I'm weird. And they were like, no, we love it, just grow a beard. And that was why, and it was really nice to grow facial hair for a role, It was like, yeah, I hate it. I wanted to be a stuntman actor. I just wanted to get into films, and I was surrounded by stunt guys and other actresses and actors that would come in and do adult gymnastics, and so I was always surrounded by the taste was always there. And then a stunt friend of mine had said they're looking for someone with a stylized martial art of wushu, and Robin Shue, who played Liu Kang, he had seen what I had done as well and asked me to come on board, and I was part of Robin's team. And because I did wushu and I was this crazy kid that would bounce off my head and jump on my back and was happy to do it. And so I learned an apprenticeship. My first apprenticeship was Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I got to double for Raiden, I got to double for Liu Kang, I got to play one of the Barackas, I got to play one of the reptiles. I was even going to double one of the ladies and I was like, I'm not wearing a unitard.
I think you're talented enough, you could pull that off.
I was scared in case I enjoyed it.
One of the most challenging, and I'm looking at all of your roles, gotta be one of the most challenging roles that you've had. Snake Eyes, Maul, you had some facial expression going, but Snake Eyes had to be the toughest.
Yeah, it was, Snake Eyes was the first role that I got to be in that type of costume the way it is, and I really have a lot of respect for the guys who play Power Rangers now.
They're coming up later, you can thank them.
Like when I see anyone in heavy prosthetics or heavy costume and they have to do their thing, I really have a high respect. Because on the first G.I. Joe movie, I was worried that I had a meniscus tear on my knee and I was recovering from that. I couldn't bust out moves that I knew I would be able to. I could for a one-off deal, and I could do it for the time when my adrenaline was running, but the next day I'd be limping and be sore. So I was scared that I wouldn't be able to perform in the best way I could. And so it was good to be in the suit. And then a little panic inside of me because I was like, am I going to get fired? Are they going to go, Ray's rubbish? He's no good. And putting it on and having everything so tight to my face and not being able to see and breathe because it was really tight and it was like a big rubber suit, and it helped in some areas, and in other areas if I let the bad side get to me, then it would overpower me. And so I used everything that was alien to me to work for me. And a friend, got one of the stunt guys, he was one of the Power Rangers, and I just asked for his advice, and he goes, you just get used to it, you deal with it. And it is. So I just, by the end of the shoot, I was used to being Snake Eyes, and everything that was different, I used for me. And then for the second movie, I made sure I wore 30-pound weight vests. I was wearing weights on my legs, weights on my ankles, bands, rubber bands here, rubber bands, wearing my motorcycle helmet, you know, and I was wearing a gas mask, an elevation mask. I was doing everything, blindfolding myself, and it was and for the second movie because I knew we were going to change it. Well, it was because one of the reasons was, and I knew Darth Maul was never coming back in it because I knew what was happening in episode 2 and 3. So my idea, and the stunt guy's idea was, I had my head chopped off, and originally I would have quite, you know, I force palm Obi-Wan, and he falls backwards, and I walk off and walk over and do the whole thing. But originally we get into this thing, and I drop my lightsaber, and I grab him, and I throw him over, and then I hang him over the edge, and then I get my lightsaber, and I'm about to chop his head off, and then instead he gets his lightsaber and chops my head off, you know. And George thought it was too gruesome. Because I thought, if I'm going to go out, I'm going out, so I'm not coming back. And then Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator, said, but Ray, hold on a minute, they chop your head off and they decide to bring you back, they can't bring you back. So the stunt team had this funny idea of when Darth Maul's cut in half, he gets saved by the Emperor down below, and he has a hoverboard, okay? And he uses his double-ended lightsaber like a canoe stick. And it's a sub-story called The Quest for Legs. And his whole motivation is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He just wants to find his legs first, and then he's going to get Obi-Wan.
You're not just missing some legs there, right?
It's raining and thundering. So I would say for the kids, okay, imagine you have the Force, okay? You have a lightsaber in your hand, and you've got extra Force. You're going to strike the thundercloud, okay? And you're going to use the Force, and you're going to open that thundercloud, okay? Gather up the thunder, okay? You're going to turn, and you're going to lightning strike. So this is your Force moment, this is your Jedi Sith moment, yeah? You're going to push it like this. But if you have a lightsaber, it would be... But the trick is now, you're going to have to shout, okay? You're going to go, yeah? Anything you want, like, I'm sore, I'm hungry! So feet together. Feet together, everyone. Bring your hands up. Drop your feet up. Strike. Up. Open up. And on 3, you're going to lightning strike and shout, okay? I really want you to shout. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Right, one last thing. Right, I'm going to do a pose, and this is a secret, don't tell anyone, but this is how I got the job with Darth Maul, okay? Like, I'm a little bit fan of Elvis, okay? You know how Elvis goes, huh? And Bruce Lee goes, whoa! So I sort of mixed it up a bit and I called it a break. Okay? So you're going to do this. You're going to bring your feet together. Bring your hands up into a cross. Here. You're going to step back. You're going to open up your arms. You look back at your right hand. And then when I say the break, you're going to look forwards at your mum and dad. And you're going to pose. Ready? The break. I'll show you again, look, it's like this, you go here, ready, up, ready, you want to do it again, once more, ready, get together, look sharp, yo, Joe, hands up, step back,